Hi, I'm Wes Corbett with Peghead Nation, and this is Contemporary Banjo. We're going to look at Cripple Creek Variation number 1. Now that you've learned that first version of Cripple Creek, let's take a look at a few cool ways that we can do something a little different with it. So, this version sounds like this. So this variation applies a banjo technique called melodic style. These names like Scruggs style, melodic style, single string, they're maybe a little confusing. The Scruggs style one is pretty self-explanatory, but melodic style is a style of banjo invented by an amazing man named Bill Keith. He took a few influences from a few other players before him, but it's a very banjo-specific way of playing note-for-note melody, as opposed to playing a roll-based melody where we have a slow melody and fast notes swirling around it. Melodic style is unique in that you never play the same string consecutively, right? So that things really ring into each other in a really beautiful, smooth-sounding way. And the tuning of the banjo is one of the things that really helps us make these kinds of sounds, especially the fifth string, this drone string, gets some really cool sounds with this technique. So this opening measure, instead of doing this, right, that slide from beat 4 into the downbeat, beat 1, we're doing this, right? So we're holding this shape, middle on the 5th fret of the 2nd string, and index on the 4th fret of the 1st string. Then we have a little piece of a forward roll starting on our index. And then to complete this phrase, our pinky moves out and catches the 7th fret. Then our index finger has to lift up off of the 1st string, right? Cool, so now we have this great little melodic style phrase in place of this. We have this. Now we're going to use the zigzag roll over that C chord. Right? And notice that how I'm fretting this piece of this C chord. I'm fretting it with my index and ring, like I'm prepared to play the full shape if I want to. There's a bunch of Scruggs style licks based out of this shape and fingered this way. So instead of maybe being a little lazy and fingering it this way or some other way, try to finger it with your index and ring so that if you wanted to, you could also incorporate your middle finger on the 4th string. So we have this. Now we have a variation on a lick that Earl played on Rollin' in My Sweet Baby's Arms, which is such a fantastic tune and amazing banjo playing. This lick sounds like this, so you're going to slide from the 2nd fret to the 3rd fret, and notice that that's an 8th note slide, not a 16th note slide. So as you slide, when you get to the top, you play the next note with your index finger. It's kind of a wild sound slowed down, right? Because we actually have this existing at the same time. We're moving from the minor 3rd of the key, G, that we're in, into the major 3rd. It's a very bluesy sound. Then your index finger comes over and grabs the 2nd fret of the 1st string. And then we slide again finish off with a thumb alternating roll. Now, just like I talked about, we have some repeated information, right? We have this opening lick again. But now, something a little different. Thumb alternating rolls and sliding from the 2nd to the 3rd fret. Again, an 8th note slide, not a 16th. Then the B section has this kind of goofy double stop lick. Double stop means 2 notes at once, especially like on a fiddle. People use that term, or on a mandolin. But you're gonna hold your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and it sounds like this. Now, if you wanted to play it exactly as it's written, you could also cut off those notes. It sounds kind of cool, especially up to speed. The way I'm doing that is by using my ring and pinky to gently mute these strings, right? And then we're moving into the actual Rollin' in My Sweet Baby's Arms lick. Right? So we have this. So that pull-off is a 16th note, right? So that one sounds like this, as opposed to, right? Then we have a slight variation on that. We're holding our middle finger on the 3rd fret instead of the 2nd fret, so we get that interplay between the minor and the major 3rd. We've already learned that last lick. So let's hear the whole thing one more time.